Hello.
Mirren, hi there.
Morning. Happy Monday.
Yes, happy Monday to you. And were you watching the game yesterday or?
I watched the halftime show.
Of course you did. All right. And we don't have to know your opinion about the two fierce women who killed it.
Loved it.
Loved it too. All right. Well, I have some interview questions. And, since it was the Super Bowl yesterday, and since, Carl has informed us that today is the day that people recommit, I wanted to jump right in and talk about, the holidays were just last month and sporting events, people tend to overdo it. And then they come back in and they're like begging for mercy. Let me start this all over again. What advice do you give to people who do that kind of yo-yo, on their health?
Yeah, it's that exact thinking that is the thing I'm trying to teach everybody to break. This whole mindset of like, let me let it go, then let me dial it back in, and then because I achieved my goal, I can go off the rails again. It doesn't have to be that way. The fact that January 1st hits and that's the day everybody recommits, or the Monday after Super Bowl is going to be probably our most streamed day of workouts for the entire year. It actually speaks to something, and what it says is that we're lacking in our commitment. We're lacking in our consistency, and without consistency, you can't maintain those results, and you're not really living the truly healthy lifestyle that is what our mission statement is, right? Help people lead healthy, fulfilling lives. And that's not help people lead healthy, fulfilling lives sometimes, or when it's convenient, or when it's not the holidays, or when it's not a big game. So the goal is to, one, the biggest way to get back on track is to never get off track. Now, that's a big statement, and I know that's not going to happen right away. We're all a work in progress. So if you do get off track, the next thing to do is to just say, okay, I didn't do it yesterday, or I overdid it on the food yesterday. So today you get up, you push play, you make your healthy food, you meal plan, you meal prep, and you move forward. We don't have to sit in it. We don't have to wallow in it. We don't have to beat ourselves up about it. We have to get past it and get back on track. I think that's the most important thing for us to be thinking about right now.
Yeah, I like what you said, because people say I'm going to just lose weight for my wedding, which is just like one night. And then afterwards, I'm just going to let it all go. So it's like the constant commitment to your health, not just for an event that you have to look good for.
Right.
Ultimate Portion Fix is part of the most successful weight loss program ever, with the portion size containers that took the guesswork out of eating perfectly sized meals. I kept thinking about you all last week. I was eating salads and I was piling on the stuff. And I keep remembering what you said when you first came to Beachbody, was that was the shift for you, is people were eating salads, but they were piling on the goodies, which makes the salad so yummy. But the dressing now, I use my little container.
Goodies, just don't pile them.
Pile on the goodies, yeah. So why was it such a game changer for the way that people face their weight loss challenges?
Yeah, so here's the thing. When it comes to Ultimate Portion Fix and the container system, I believe one of the biggest reasons it's been such a game changer for us is that nobody likes to be told what to do, at least not me. I don't like to be told that you have to eat A, B, and C only to lose weight, because it's not really how it is. We are all individuals, and so we all have our own different circumstances, certain things that we can eat, certain things that might maybe upset us a little bit. But in the grand scheme of things, nobody wants to have to give up all of the good stuff, right? We don't want to have to give up chocolate. We don't want to have to give up alcohol. We don't want to have to give up whole food groups, unless we have a medical condition that requires us to. But we don't have to give up all of those things in order to lose weight. And it's not just about losing weight. Like, that's never my goal, is to just teach people how to be skinny. It's not about being skinny. It's about being healthy. And I think Ultimate Portion Fix came on the scene and showed people exactly that. Like, wow, if I just eat in the right portion sizes, if I have some balance to my macronutrients, if I'm not overdoing it on all this processed food, then I can still enjoy food. I can go out with my friends and have a cocktail or two and have no guilt, or not worry that I'm going to get up the next day and be extremely bloated. I can have dessert on, occasion and feel okay about it. And it starts to help shift that mindset away from negativity around food. What we don't realize is that we have a relationship with food, and it might be one of the most intimate relationships that we have, which probably sounds weird because you're talking about food, it's not a person. But if you really stop and think about it, which is something I'm trying to teach constantly in the monthly fix, is to stop and go deeper with yourself and take a look inward at what is going on and what is your relationship with food? What is your relationship with fitness? What is your relationship with being healthy? What is your mindset around all of that? Because it's so important. And I think Ultimate Portion Fix, when it came on the scene, just started to help people do that. And now that we've turned it into the full home program and the certification and now the monthly fix, we're just able to continue to go deeper and deeper on it. And the deeper you go, the better the results.
Well, it's true that we have a relationship with food. I know that because I speak to my Thin Mints Girl Scout season and I say, I'm not going to eat more than one of you. But I think also the container system really put things into perspective for people. And I think that we were definitely not looking at things. I mean, I think that we felt like containers would control us, but that's exactly what you need, is you need to be in control of your health. And but still
us. It gives us control over the food.
Yes.
So when you first see it, you might feel like, oh my gosh, I'm being controlled and I'm being told I can only eat blah, blah, blah. But once you start using it, you realize it's the exact opposite. You realize I have been given the power. I have been given the control to determine how I want to approach this. And that is very freeing.
Thank you for explaining that. Now, you learned all that you did with 21 Day Fix, with Portion Fix, and now let's fast forward to today. And what did you learn from Ultimate Portion Fix that prompted you to create the monthly fix, which is, an ongoing support system, support program? So take us through what it's all about and what brought you to today.
So here's the thing, you guys. Ultimate Portion Fix, it's been around. Well, first of all, the container system, let's just start there. The container system's been around for 7 years. So we have the container system, people are using it, people are getting amazing results. And a lot of questions come in over the last 7 years, from 21 Day Fix all the way through 80-Day Obsession. And so I'm constantly answering, why is salsa a purple and a green? Why is pasta sauce a purple and a green? How do I measure my pumpkin? Is it, chopped or pureed? Is it a green or is it a purple? What is this food containerized as? What is my substitution over here? So all these questions come in, and that was what led us to creating Ultimate Portion Fix, the home program. Because back with 21 Day Fix, it was like, it's not that the science wasn't there. We knew what all the science was on the back end, but we just were saying, here's these containers, here's the food lists, here's your formula. Do your formula, fill your containers, eat this way, and you're going to lose weight. And you did. But as humans, we are inquisitive. We want to know more. And knowledge is power. So the more we know, the easier it is to commit to something, the easier it is to follow something. So we created Ultimate Portion Fix, where I really went in and explained the program, right? Explain the why, explain the 3 principles, explain how it works for different goals, different nutritional theories, how to use it with your kids, because that was such a big thing that we were getting. Great. We launched the home program, doing amazing. We launched the certification, doing amazing. And yet something is still happening, which is people are coming up to me on a regular basis and they're saying things to me like, I was in the best shape of my life when I was on those containers. And I just stop and look at them like, okay, and like, why did you come off of the containers? So I hear a lot of people right now, we launched the monthly fix in January, and a lot of people are questioning the monthly fix or why they might need it. They're wondering, well, don't I already know everything about these containers? Why do I need to hear even more about these containers? And so they're not seeing the value in it. Sorry, I had to let the dog outside. So they're not seeing the value in it. And it's mind-blowing to me because we should forever be learning, and you guys are all coaches. So even if maybe maybe you're perfect with the containers, which I find hard to believe because I myself as the creator am not perfect with the containers. I am always learning and growing and looking at myself, and I'm forever changing. Life around me is forever changing. So I constantly need a refresh and a reminder. But even if you were being perfect with the containers, you are all coaches. Your customers, your challengers probably aren't being perfect with the containers. One of our first things that we tell you guys is to be the proof the product works. So let's say you guys aren't a member of the Monthly Fix or the To Be Mindset monthly program, but your challenger is, and your challenger watches the videos that I post in January, and they watch the interview I did with Alex Carter, who's a conflict resolution specialist, and how we talk about the conflict that we have within ourselves. And they see the interview with Jen Henney and how she lost over 100 pounds in less than a year and changed her life. And they hear me talking about my struggles that I was having over the summer with managing my yellows. And I give the assignment for the month to track your containers and track your yellows and see what might be throwing you off. And they watch all of this, and they come into your Facebook challenge group, or hopefully soon your bod group, and they're all excited to talk about it. But you're not a member. You didn't watch. You have no idea what they're talking about. As a coach, that doesn't reflect well on you, because now your challenger can't come to you and talk to you and ask you questions about what they learned. And they are trying to learn. They still need help, okay? They are going to find value in it. Most people will. You guys, I find value just in writing the content. As I get your questions, as I sit and try to be really mindful about my answers and how I craft that month and who I'm going to bring in as the guest expert interview and what we're going to talk about. Like I am learning. We talk about always doing our personal development. The Monthly Fix should be a part of your personal development. That's what it is. There is value. There's incredible value if you're not so stubborn to think that you already know it all. And that might sound harsh. That might be autumn tough love, but I'm giving the autumn tough love because I'm telling you, we don't all know it all. This is why we all have our books that we're constantly reading and posting, that we're reading this new book and that new book, and we're learning. And, we're always coming out with new products at Beachbody. That's because we're learning. So keep learning. And now that go ahead, Sandy. I see you're going to ask me a question.
Oh, no. Well, you know what? It's on top of what you're already saying. Maybe people don't know what is in.
I was just going to go into that.
Oh, look at you. You're good.
No worries. So yeah, that's what I was going to say. So let's talk about what you're getting when you're in the Monthly Fix. So every single month, I'm picking a deep dive topic. And that topic is usually coming from questions that I'm being asked by all of you, be it in the Facebook group or be it social media. If I'm getting direct messaged a certain topic a lot, that's the deep dive. So yes, January's deep dive was all about managing your yellows. February's deep dive was about triggers. What triggers you? What is your trigger when you end up overeating or when you end up going into the pantry late at night, even though you've been perfect all day long, and identifying those triggers and how can we manage those triggers. So we always have a deep dive topic. I always have a guest expert interview. So January's guest expert interview was Alex. She's actually a client of mine. She's been a client of mine for 3 years. She's an amazing woman. She is a law professor at Columbia. She's literally managed conflict resolution for the UN. And she wrote a book. And it's an amazing book, and it's all about conflict and how to handle conflict and resolutions. And we talk about how that could apply to yourself with maybe your weight loss goals. But then we also talk about in that interview, these 10 questions that she has basically. And these are 10 questions she always uses when she's managing a resolution or a conflict to get to the resolution. And these 10 questions are so powerful. And she talks about how you can use them with your business and how you can use them when you're talking to a prospective client or challenger, and how that can just open up the conversation so much more. So it's such a powerful interview. In February, I interviewed Marie Forleo. So that interview is now up, and we talked all about her book, Everything is Figure Outable, which is also an amazing interview, a fantastic topic, because so often we get caught up in the fact that like there's no solution, when really there is a solution. We just have to stop and think about it. So we have our deep dive. We have our guest expert interview. We always have 5 new recipes that go into the monthly fix first. They live there for, I think they're there for a month or 6 weeks before they go into the Ultimate Portion Fix Home program. And then they're there before they make it into Fixate. And it takes about 6 months before they actually circulate into Fixate now. So, so you're getting access to all the newest Fixate recipes, which you guys are constantly asking me for. Autumn, can we get more vegan recipes? Autumn, can we get more gluten-free recipes? Can we get more of this? Can we get more of that? So just know that they're going into the monthly fix first. We have the monthly fix Facebook group. This Facebook group, you guys, is so powerful. Community is so powerful. And I know it can get really overwhelming because there's so much social media out there already, but to have this group where we have the community, we have each other, we're keeping each other accountable. I'm in there constantly answering questions. I know Carl's in there checking in constantly. Twice a month in that Facebook group, I do live Q&As. So whatever the question might be that you guys have, you post it in there. We sort of gather all of those questions. I come on, I'm on live for about anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the amount of questions. I'm answering the questions that we already pulled from the group, but also if you're typing in a question, I'm answering those questions as well. So you're able to get that direct access to me to help you. And it might not be a question you have. It might be a question that your challenger has been asking you, but you can come and get the answer from me. So we have the Facebook group. We have the live Q&As that we're doing. We have something so new and so exciting that I'm announcing right now to all of you guys. So this past month in January, I hosted a diet bet. I'm not sure if you guys know what that is, but this time when I hosted my diet bet, I decided to give people real access to me, and I gave out my cell phone number so that people could text me directly their questions. And it was an amazing diet bet. I had over 11,000 people in there, and I just got an email the other day that it had one of the highest win rates in diet bet history. 64% of the people in that diet bet group reach their goal of losing 4% of their body weight in 4 weeks. That speaks to accountability, you guys, because I'm in there, I'm giving tips and things like that. I'm commenting on people's stuff. But the group and the accountability was huge for people. And the fact that I was answering hundreds of text messages a day. People were questioning whether or not it was really me. So I ended up voice texting them so that they knew it was me. But this is it. This is the bat phone. This is my normal day phone. This is the phone that I was responding to text messages on. The number has been changed from what it was for the diet bet. I have a new number, and we are giving it to anybody that is a monthly fix member. It'll go up in the Facebook group this week. So you guys will be able to text me directly and ask me your questions. Now, there's over 3,000 people in that group already, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to get to your question. So even if it takes me a day or two, you know, I'm blowing through them as much as I can. I get up, I answer them first thing in the morning. I take a little lunch break. I respond to a few more. I always sit down for about an hour at night and answer them. So I'm so excited that we are giving you guys that feature. And again, maybe that's not necessary for you personally, right? Maybe you're like, Autumn, I don't really have any questions right now. But maybe your challengers do, or maybe your challenger is going to come to you with a question that you don't have the answer for. Now you can text me and I can hopefully get back to you as fast as possible. So we're constantly growing. There's going to be new things going into the group. Starting next month, we'll have our first case study in the group. So I actually just started working with the first person. So basically, if you're a member of the Monthly Fix, every single month I pick one person to coach one-on-one for the entire month. All you have to do is be a member of the Monthly Fix and be active in the Facebook group to be considered. Like you don't have to apply. You just have to be in the Monthly Fix and be active in the Facebook group, and we'll pick somebody. So I just started working with Megan. We had our first call yesterday. We do it as a Zoom call. So all of our Zoom calls are being recorded, but also if she texts me or however that might go, and that will be edited into its own video so that you guys can see how I coach somebody along their weight loss journey. You can see what their struggles are. You can hear what my responses are. And that might open up more ideas for you guys in terms of how to work with your clients. And then we also have the monthly assignment. So based on whatever the topic is for the month, I give an assignment that goes along with it. It's just meant to make you think. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be engaging. It's meant for you guys to use with your challengers. So I know a lot of coaches were a little bit disappointed when the master series shut down and they were asking about whether or not I was still going to put out challenge group guides. And no, we're not putting challenge group guides into the monthly fix because it's not just coaches, it is coaches and challengers. But the amount of information I'm giving you in the monthly fix should make it so easy for you to be running that group. There's so much to talk about. You can talk about the deep dive. You can talk about the interview. You could use the monthly assignment. You can say, let's make these 5 recipes that were launched in Fixate or in the monthly fix. Let's all use them this month and post our food pictures. Like it should just make your job that much easier. So
I am just jumping in. The name of the Facebook group is, I think I have it written here. I'm in it. Portion Fix Community, right?
yes.
Okay, the Portion Fix Facebook community. But what I wanted to mention is that when you subscribe to the monthly fix membership, your first month is free.
Correct.
Right? So you've got that. A few people on Facebook right now are saying that it's too much money. It's $19.95?
It is $19.95.
So you and I didn't discuss this, but can you share why that commitment to a newer coach that may not have the money to do the monthly subscription? Can you just share? I mean, you've shared a lot of value. Share what, how that equates to spending that extra money to getting the support. I mean, you're offering so much now. Personal phone number. Never heard about that, guys. Unprecedented. Super trainer
I don't have enough on my plate, but y'all know me. I love to take it all on.
Yeah, so. She doesn't sleep. And no one, a super trainer has never given out their personal cell phone for personal support for anyone before. This is unprecedented. So I wanted to, put an exclamation point on that. And can you give us a peek into the February content? And if somebody joins now, can they see the January content?
Yes. So let's talk about a couple of things really quick. So I will say this, you guys, I'm going to give a little tough love again. It's a little frustrating for me when people say it's too expensive, $19.95. Just because I watch what, I see what people are spending their money on. Like we have no problem dropping $5 on a coffee house coffee once a day, every day of the week, sometimes twice a day. You could give up your coffee house coffee for 1 week and be able to afford the monthly fix. Okay. But if you're serious about being a coach, if you're serious about growing your business, you're going to have to invest a little bit of money, and $20 is nothing to invest in your business to hopefully help hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, better their lives and to better yours by bringing that income in. The other beautiful thing about the monthly fix is that you guys make commission off of it. So let's say you're in the monthly fix, right? And you tell all your challengers, you guys need to be a part of this. You need to get in here. Like you want to reach your goals. This is how we're going to do it. You need the ongoing support. You're making commission every time somebody joins us, every time they stay on it for another month. You do get that first month free. Yes, even if you sign up in February, you'll get to see January's content and so on. So whenever somebody signs up, they'll still be able to see all of the backlogged content as well. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 26 years old. I always had to invest money, you guys. And let me tell you, I had to invest way more than $20. When I was a personal trainer trying to get clients 15 years ago, before all of the social media was around, I was printing postcards and walking and spending hours flyering people's cards. I was taking out ads in the newspaper. I was printing business cards. Like I was doing all of the things, and it was a lot more than $20 to run my business. So to have $20 invested to get all of this information, to be able to help your challengers is really important. And again, I'm going to point out, if you have a negative mindset about it, if you're saying it's $20, it's too expensive, there's no value, you're cutting off your own supply right there. Because if that's your opinion, that's obviously the opinion you're passing on to your challengers. And even if you don't say it directly, by not being a part of it, that's what you're saying. So guess what? You're telling them it's not important. You're telling them they don't need the extra support. You're telling them they don't need the extra community. And there goes your commission on it. And there goes your ability to use all of that other information. So I truly believe that the coaches that recognize just how powerful this ongoing education is and really use it, jump in there, watch that content at the beginning of the month as soon as it goes up, and they start talking about it and they start sharing it in their Facebook groups or in their challenge groups, those are going to be the coaches that we watch skyrocket to the top, because they're the ones that are going to have that much more information to help their challengers. If I was sitting there picking between people, I want the person that's got the most information to help me reach my goal. So I just think it's really important to make sure that you're not poo-pooing all over your own business, because ultimately this is your business, you guys. Beachbody, it's your business as much as it's my business and it's Carl's business, and you know, we're here in California at the headquarters. All the things that we put out, those are all of your tools to run your business. So I wouldn't be sitting there saying there's no value in the tools that your company is putting out. That's probably not a great.
And that's an excellent point. And that's really the coach, that's the coach focus, you know, is like, understand what your challengers are going through. You need to be a part of this as well. Plus you make commission on it. What is the customer focus? Like, how can we talk to customers that either already have purchased Ultimate Portion Fix and we're saying this is an additional value for ongoing support? I mean, I still think about it all the time. We're not a one and done company. You don't just do 21-day fix once. You do it forever.
People get for 6 years and still getting results.
Right. I mean, I believe that Shakira and J-Lo have been doing 21-day fix for about 10 years each.
Obviously. But you guys, it does, like, if you want to use that as an example, look, you don't get to be 50 and look like that and get up and rock a halftime show and dance your butt off if you haven't been consistent with your fitness and your nutrition for a significant period of time. You don't look at it and go, "Ooh, I got 3 weeks till that halftime show. I better lock it down." Like, that is a consistent lifestyle choice. When you're talking to your challengers, the way I would explain it is like this: the Ultimate Portion Fix home program, that is all of the knowledge and all of the learning about how to follow the program. So here's what it is. Here's what the principles are. Here's how you use it based on what your goals are. What if you're pregnant? What if you're breastfeeding? How do you use it with your family? How do you use it with your kids? How do you handle special occasions? That's all that knowledge. It's all of the hows and the whys. The monthly fix is the actual doing consistently of the program. That is the whole point. Because like I said, we see it. People know it. They learn it. Ultimate Portion Fix. They come up to me. I was in the best shape of my life when I was on those containers. You guys, if just having the Ultimate Portion Fix home program was enough, everybody would be maintaining their results. But things happen. Life happens. People fall off, right? The holidays come around. The Super Bowl party comes around. Stress comes around, anxiety comes around, a loss in the family occurs, travel starts happening, and the excuses can start to creep in and people fall off track. If people didn't fall off track, we wouldn't need the monthly fix. But I've yet to meet a person, including myself, that hasn't fallen off track at some point. So the monthly fix is there to, one, hopefully help you fall off track a little less often, or not fall so hard, but also to get back on track faster if you do fall off of the track. So there is so much, and I get that. Like, I'm not telling you guys to go out there and sell. I'm not telling you to go out there and say to a brand new challenger, like, you need 21-day fix, and you need the Ultimate Portion Fix, and you need the monthly fix, and you need the da-da-da, and you need the Shakeology, and you need all the supplements. Like, I understand that we have to make sure that we're talking to each individual, individually. What are their goals? Where are they at in their journey? What is feasible for them to start with? We don't want to overwhelm somebody. But when we have these amazing specials where the challenge packs are on sale, ultimate portion fix is getting discounted or included, or you're getting an extra tool like the logbook and things like that, we have to take advantage of sharing that information and sharing just how valuable it is and saying it might be a little bit of an investment up front, but you just told me your goals are A, B, and C. So are your goals A, B, and C? And is it worth it to you? Because you guys, there's other companies out there. There's Peloton out there selling a bike for $4,000 or however crazy expensive that thing is. And all people do is get on a bike every day. They get on a bike in one spot and ride the bike. There's some mirror app out there where you're looking at the trainer and you're using the cable system. And again, it's thousands of dollars. And you know what? Those companies are making money. So people, if they see the value in it, are willing to spend it. The health, fitness, nutrition industry is not a multi-billion-dollar business because people aren't willing to invest in it. It's whether or not you're comfortable to speak about the value and speak about the importance of it. Because if you're not comfortable speaking about it, they're probably not going to be comfortable and buy into it. And again, all the more reason for you to be on top of your game with all of these things and know as much as possible, because the more you can speak on it, the easier it is to talk to somebody and be like, here's why this would help you. Not like, I'm not saying a sales pitch. I'm saying being able to say, oh my gosh, you keep talking about your triggers and you're constantly triggered at night. And in the monthly fix in February, that's exactly what Autumn's talking about. She's talking about triggers and she's giving great solutions on how to manage those triggers. I really think you should be a part of this. That's valuable. And that's an easy conversation for you to have because you know what's in there. But if you don't know what's in there, if you're not following it, if you're not watching it, it's really hard to be like, well, there's like a monthly assignment and she interviews a guest expert and some recipes go up. I mean, I wouldn't buy into that if that's how it was explained to me. But if you're telling me specifically what's in there that can help me reach my goal, I'm coming up with the way to spend the money.
I think it's really good. It's a good exercise too, especially when you're in a community and you see all the questions being asked. You're like, oh, wow, this is a learning for a coach or for anyone, even customers. It's a learning for how to answer what's happening with your body, what you're thinking of. I mean, I'm in the group. It's incredible. And that interview with Alex Carter made me want to put her on the National Wake Up Call.
I heard. I was talking to her yesterday.
She's really, really good. And her book, Ask for More, is really, really special for coaches. Yes. So thank you. The reason why we had this call was because people are unsure of what the monthly fix is. Maybe they're confused. Maybe they just think it's something, extra. But it really isn't. It's something more profound because what you have learned is that it's not just enough to do the program and just be done with it. And I got this, this is continual education, continual personal development, and that's what you need as a coach. And also for someone who is struggling, they need to always be engaged in learning more. You yourself are learning more all the time about new diets. And
yes. I just want to point out one more thing, you guys, one more way to look at this. Every time we have a new fitness program come out, we encourage our challengers to try the new fitness program, right? If it fits what their goals are and what their likes are. But for some reason, we have a really hard time with encouraging people to continue with the nutrition. Maybe because we haven't slapped a new name on it every single time that we feel like, oh, there's not a new name. It's not a new thing. So I guess I already know it. But people hire trainers for years. They don't say like, okay, that trainer taught me how to squat. So now I know how to squat and do bicep curls. So I'm good. They don't just watch and do 21-day fix one time. They do it over and over and over again. It's the same thing with nutrition. You don't do it one time and say like, I got it. I know what it is. I don't need the support anymore. I think we all could always use a little bit more support. So that's just one more way of thinking about it, that just because you know it, just because you know it intellectually doesn't necessarily mean that you are applying it day to day consistently.
Yeah, and I think today is going to be a perfect example of people that go, okay, I didn't do well with my January resolutions, and now I had wings, chicken wings yesterday.
Yeah.
I need to recommit. I mean, it's like P90X when it first came out. Years later, people were like, I really need to go back and do P90X because it was a time when you got results. It was a time when you felt better. And so when I think about the containers and when they first came out, long time ago, what, 6 years ago?
Almost 7, but yeah.
Almost 7, it's like, but I'm still having the same issues of putting too much on my salad, too much chicken, too many vegetables on my salad. I just think what you just said is exactly that. You're giving us more tools every single month to recommit and to remind us of what worked. We know what works. We just don't do it. That's exactly what it is. And so by being committed into a monthly accountability group, so to speak, right? But now this is like the heightened accountability group. We've got so much more content. And I'm so grateful that you came and talked about it because I was even curious, and I'm in the group and I'm seeing all this happening going, this is huge content. This is really valuable. So
Yes.
I
Thank you.
really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being on the call. And any last words for the audience? Again, for the audience who didn't maybe hear about the phone number, tell them again.
My phone number is going in the group this week. That'll be in there this week. The logbook is free with anybody that signs up until February 14th. So there is a lot of valuable stuff coming your way. And all of the new February content is up. Like I said, great stuff in there. So make sure if you are already a member, you log on, you check it out right away so that you can start sharing that information. And if you're not and you've been on the fence, I hope you guys sign up and that I'll see you in the group.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for what you do and how you've changed the way that we look at food. And we so appreciate you. Thank you, Autumn. And I'm just going to end the call with a couple of reminders for those of you who were not at the top of the call. We had some announcements. Please check the Coach Online office for all of that. Big announcement about pumpkin spice, that there is that 2-week box of packets that we're giving with the Shakeology, free with Shakeology challenge pack purchases. Limited supply. This is an incredible opportunity for people to get started with Shakeology. And that's really what we're trying to do here, is to get people to start their health journey. And then you've heard about the monthly fix. And you know what? I have and you heard Autumn talk about she's going to give away her cell phone. We've never done that. It's an unprecedented day today. So I want you to rethink what you were thinking about monthly fix and invest in you so you can better help others. That came from Autumn. So that's a quote from Autumn today. So that's your affirmation for today. Invest in you. Buy into you today and every day. And we will see you here next week, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. Bye-bye.